Hello, parents. This is Mrs. Gail Colucci. I am the District Coordinator of Culture and Climate. Today, I'm going to bring you a presentation of the Signs of Suicide program, also called SOS. We brought this program to Cranford earlier in the school year as we won a grant through the New Jersey Department of Education, and they collaborated along with the Sandy Hook Promise. This program is a prevention program for our students, and we were able to train some of our students earlier in the school year, but of course, because of the unfortunate closing due to COVID-19, we were not able to complete that training. We wanted to bring this presentation to you today. Signs of Suicide program, as I said, is a suicide prevention program. It educates our students about the relationships between suicide and depression. What we want is for our students to feel comfortable enough that if they are feeling some signs of depression, or if they're seeing it within a peer, that they are able to seek help from a trusted adult. The acronym ACT is the key message of the SOS program. We teach our students to acknowledge that they are seeing signs of depression or suicide in themselves or in a friend, and yes, that it is very serious. We want them to know how much we care about them, which is the C in ACT, and that we are concerned that they may need help. The C also has our students learning to care for each other. The T is very simply to tell a trusted adult. Tell an adult that they are worried about themselves, or to tell an adult that they are worried about a friend. Spotting the signs. Suicide is complicated and many times is not linked to just one cause. There are many factors that may lead a person to unfortunately taking this risk. Consider some of the conditions that may increase the risk of a child or a person wanting to take their lives. Mental health disorders. Over 90% of people who die have had a mental health disorder, most commonly depression. One thing that we do want everyone to know, though, is that mental health conditions are treatable, but without getting the proper help, many times it goes undiagnosed, and then it's hard to see. It doesn't just simply look like a sad mood. If you are spotting some symptoms that you feel may lead to depression in your young person, in your child, please make sure that you reach out to a doctor or a school counseling staff member. Other signs that may be visible to you are substance abuse. Many young people who suffer with depression also struggle with drugs and alcohol. Talk to your child about the dangers. Let them know that drugs and alcohol can lead to many negative conditions. If you are aware that your child is using a substance, please make sure that you know that you can get support from a doctor, from a healthcare provider, from the counseling staff. There's also what we call non-suicidal self-injury. Many times a person will be hurting themselves in a way that is a cry for help. Sometimes it's pulling out eyebrows, eyelashes. Sometimes it's pinching their skin. It's self-tattooing with either a sharp object or a pen. If you see these self-injurious types of behaviors, you want to know that perhaps there is a mental health concern. And again, seek help for that self-injury as soon as possible. Access to guns. If a young person has access to guns in their household, they may be more at risk for depression and moving towards suicide. If guns are available in your home, please make sure that they are locked up, that they are not at all accessible to a young person. The population who is at risk are those with many of these mental health disorders, those who already have been diagnosed with depression, eating disorders, stress and anxiety. These are all increased risk factors for suicide. Many of the warning signs can be just what we hear from students or from our own child, saying things such as, I don't want to be around this anymore. I wish I were dead. These are warnings of suicidal thoughts. Another thing that I bring up many times to our parents and to our staff members is look for signs within their writing or their artwork. If a student is writing about something that is very dark in a piece of poetry or a personal narrative and talks about death and talks about suicide, they are perhaps in crisis. So look for those signs, look for their writing, look for dark pieces of artwork. Watch for big changes. If you see a very significant difference in their mood or their appearance, this is a warning sign. Sometimes when students just do not care anymore about how they look, they're disheveled, that's a warning sign that they are becoming depressed. If they become withdrawn, they pull away from their friends, they pull away from the things that they have enjoyed, they pull away from their sports, their activities. Again, this is another warning sign. They increase risky behavior. When we talk about risky behavior, we talk about using drugs, using alcohol, or taking risks that seem just a little bit over the top, not caring for what happens to them. And again, a decreased interest in something that they enjoyed at one time. It doesn't mean that just because they quit the baseball team that they're showing signs of depression. Maybe they quit the baseball team because they now want to join soccer or they want to do art and play. But when they don't replace something with something else, that could be a big change, and that could be a warning sign. There are many mental health screenings that are out there that are used for educational purposes. They are not meant to diagnose, they are just to give you an idea that something may be going on. We have a mental health screening here that if you click on the link, if you look at the questions, and if some of these questions you're answering yes to, you want to make sure that you go for a complete professional evaluation. A school staff member of our counseling department can put you in touch with doctors who do these mental health screenings. You also can call Trinitas Hospital, which will do the screenings for you. Also, mobile crisis unit. You can also call the mobile crisis unit for a screening. These quick little videos talk to you about prevention strategies. They also talk to you about the program, Signs of Suicide. I encourage you to take a look at the videos and watch them at your leisure. They also talk, what I do like about these videos is that several of them come from the perspective of a young person. Now, talk to your child. Sometimes it's not as easy as we think it is. Suicide is a tough conversation to have. It's sticky, it's uncomfortable, but we want to make sure that if we are seeing some signs of depression or anxiety, your child is probably confused about it. They may be embarrassed, they may be ashamed, but what we need for you to do is to support your child and let them know that it's okay. If you are not comfortable being the one to start that conversation, then perhaps have the other parent in the family or a trusted adult, a favorite aunt, a favorite uncle, a grandparent. But talk to your child. Let them know that there is help and that suicide is not the answer. There are so many ways that we can prevent suicide. You could talk to your child by using open-ended questions and asking them how they're feeling each and every day. Let your child know that you want to talk to them and that you are available to them at all times. Don't rush to solve their problems. Many times the problems have been there for a while. So instead, let them know that you just want to help. Be available and let them know that you can talk to them now. You want to avoid saying, let's talk later. If your child comes to you in the here and now, it would be a good time to just drop things and to have that conversation with them. Talk on a walk or talk in an atmosphere that's easy for the two of you to have that difficult conversation. Sometimes your child might just want to talk to you about another child. Be open. Don't say to them from the get-go that I'm going to immediately call their parent. Listen to them and let them tell you everything that they are feeling and that they already know. There are many things that you can do during COVID-19 crisis. We put out a lot of these self-care activities on our school counseling website, but some things that we just have to remember for ourselves. It's really good practice to think about ourselves each and every day. Do something that we say makes you happy, whether it's doing exercise, whether it's going for a walk, making a meal together, listening to music. There are so many different things that you can do for self-care. By taking care of yourself, you will be better equipped to help your child with some of the fears and anxiety that they are going through right now with this COVID-19 crisis. Support your child through COVID-19. Let them know that you're going to check in with them each and every day. Talking to a teen sometimes is a very daunting aspect of parenthood. But the more you talk to your child and let them know that you are there to support them, the more that you let them know that you're going to do things with them, the more your child will trust you and be able to come to you for that talk. Also let them know that there are others out there for them. The school counseling department, teachers, a trusted coach, a trusted adult, even sometimes a neighbor. Help is always available. We have put up many resources for you through the School Counseling Center, but here are a few more. You can text the crisis text line at ACT by texting ACT to 741-741. This is provided for you through the SOS program. We also have the National Suicide Prevention's Lifeline, as well as Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, if you feel that your young person is abusing drugs or alcohol, the National Helpline, and also the mental health associations. So please reach out to us if you feel that you need more information. We are here for you. And as always, please remember that recovery is possible and recovery is imminent for many, many people. Help is always available. Thank you and have a great day.